Wisconsin Northwestern, and Oklahoma State, Oklahoma on ABC.
This Brazilian is not to be taken lightly.
Yourself.
Welcome back to the mirror.
Welcome back to the mirror.
Welcome back to the mirror.
And know you're not alone. Because this is not just a mirror. It's a reflection of an unstoppable community. It's every workout. For everyone. In a nearly invisible home gym.
Come on, Jesse, one more.
It's a race across time zones.
Come on, you two. Let's go.
A one-on-one from anywhere.
Relax your shoulders, John.
Each member and every instructor here to lift you up. So join in now.
Breathe in. Breathe out.
And see your best self. In the mirror.
Welcome back to College Football Live, presented by Dr. Pepper.
I don't know what else to say.
And see your best self.
Thanks. We're going to football. What a day.
South Carolina parted ways with head coach Will Muschamp on Sunday. This after the Gamecocks' third straight loss, a 59-42 setback to Ole Miss. Muschamp, the former Florida coach in his fifth season at South Carolina. Here's athletic director Ray Tanner on the decision.
A difficult day yesterday for sure, but certainly a lot of bright spots in this program with Coach Muschamp's fingerprints on it. At the end of the day, the expectations to win games was coming up short. I have a great relationship and respect for what Coach Muschamp did here, and we'll move forward, and looking forward to, as we advance the program and know we're in a better place because of the time that he did spend here.
Tanner added that interim coach Mike Bobo will have a shot at the job. Since Muschamp took over in 2016, South Carolina has struggled offensively. The Gamecocks ranked outside the top 10 of the SEC in points per game, total QBR, and yards per play. The defense, though, struggled as well, allowing 159 points over the last 3 games, the program's most in any 3-game span in the AP poll era. And now for this week's ultimate performance, presented by BMW. For the second straight week, it's Florida quarterback Kyle Trask, who threw for 356 yards and 6 scores in a 63-35 win over Arkansas. Trask, the first Gator QB to throw for 6 touchdowns in multiple games in a season. And now, as a result, Trask has moved his way into the Heisman race. That's reflected in Vegas. According to Caesars William Hill, Mac Jones and Justin Fields are tied for the shortest odds to win the Heisman, slightly ahead of Trevor Lawrence and Trask. We are lucky enough, of course, to have a Heisman Trophy winner among us, Desmond Howard. And Des, listen, let's talk about this Heisman race as you see it right now. And clearly, it's just a different kind of year with everything we're dealing with, really everybody.
Yeah, it really is, Wendy. And, so I guess the best way to say this is because it's kind of like an abbreviated season, I have to wait to see who plays how many games and who do they play those games against before I can really sit here and look at candidates as legitimate 1, 2, and 3 on my Heisman ballot. This is an abbreviated season. It's crazy. You look at Trevor Lawrence. The only reason I believe that Trevor Lawrence has slid down to number 3 thus far is because he missed a game. He had COVID-19, and he missed 2 games. Not only did he miss 2 games, but he missed that one big game, the Notre Dame game. So I think that's why he slid from being the favorite all the way down to number 3. Now, Mac Jones, he missed a big game in name only because they got the LSU game that's been postponed, potentially canceled. It wouldn't be a big game because it's LSU versus Alabama. It would have been a big game for Mac Jones because statistically, Greg, he would have had a monster performance if you've seen LSU's defense play this year. So with that being said, I have some different views about the Heisman candidates this year. I have to really see how this whole thing plays out, and not only who plays X amount of games, but who do they play in those games too, Greg? That's very important to me.
Yeah, it's so funny to me, Tess, because you just referenced Trevor Lawrence. Like, was his Heisman candidacy actually strengthened by the fact that they missed 2 games, and in those 2 games, they lost to Notre Dame, and they had an absolute nail-biter against Boston College? Like, shouldn't that benefit your resume because your absence was clearly felt? I think it should. And how do we measure what Justin Fields has done in 3 games against what Graham Mertz has done in 2 games, against what Mac Jones has done in 6, against what Zach Wilson at BYU has done in 8? Everyone's operating at a different playing field right now. That's why I am relieved that they pushed back the timetable on the award. We don't have to submit our votes until the middle or late December. We don't even have to award or announce a Heisman Trophy winner until early January. So I'm pleased that we're making that move, because at this point, any poll that we're putting forth as far as Heisman favorites is completely incomplete.
Well, it is, and therein lies the rub, right, Greg? Everybody's played a different number of games. Everybody's played with different circumstances, but listen, if you had to cast your vote right now, just on the body of work you've seen, with no caveats, where do you land?
Because of how challenging it is to assess the landscape, it has to go to the quarterback. That's where most of the attention